I'm Rick from Tone Zone. I'm here today joined by Jericho from Band Skies and Ali. And they're just going to basically run us through the gear that they're using for tonight for their hometown show, the Quarterhouse. So you've got your Fender Telecasters here, Ali. Do you want to run me through your main one? Yeah.
Well, I pick based on my mood, I think. Well, like, which one do I fancy? But yeah, they've just been such good guitars. I really love them because I don't really have to tune ever through the set, so I can just pretty much solidly go on, and it's so easy. Chuck them off that stage, and they'd probably be all right. So they're just so like solid.
They've got to sit. The tone of them's got to sit quite because we use a lot of track like simps and stuff. The better they fit in, the less they poke out with that kind of thing helps us as well. And so like these and the Les Pauls are kind of the most well-rounded, solid sounding guitars that we found that we like. So get two of them.
I think they're been quite good because we're quite crossover between like sort of rock and pop and stuff. I think they just seem to fit in really well right in the middle there. So I think that was also like really good for us.
So which one of these is your main?
Well, tonight I'm using this one. And I don't know, I just usually flip between the two. I don't know if I do. Do I have a main one?
It's a mood, backlit. Oh, is it? Oh, it's black tonight. We'll go for the black guitar. Yeah, every decision that we make is kind of based around what looks right, rather than what's going. They're both evenly matched sound-wise. This one,
they're both a bit different.
This one sounds like the '90s telly. Sounds a little bit more expensive. Has that little extra, but with live, you can only really tell. You can only really tell in the studio rather than live. So yeah, they both have similar sounds. So it's just colour, really, isn't it?
What tuning do you keep these? What tuning do you keep these in?
It's in D-A-D-A-D-D. I used to like do a lot of stuff like singer-songwritery stuff when I first started playing guitar. I got quite small hands, and I really like struggle with like bar chords and stuff. So my mate decided he'd tune my acoustic guitar to this because he'd tried it and he really liked it, and I love the sound of it. And I literally have just been stuck ever since, like, because I just love it. I've just completely sacked off standard and just kind of stuck with this, and that's it. So it's like, just a bit weird, but I love it.
It is definitely a unique sound. Like for us with the simps and stuff, you can't even tell that it's just one tuning because everything else changes. So yeah, easy.
So do you want to run me through the pedal board next?
Yeah, let's give it a go.
Yeah. So what do you have going in?
So obviously, classic start of the chain, we just got a Polytune TC electronic tuner. Nice and small, fits anywhere, can't go wrong, and it's kind of obvious for live, isn't it? You can see what note your D or A is. And then, run through an Ibanez, just a tube screamer, because who doesn't want to use a tube screamer? And that's just for like a bit of subtle distortion, just between verse and chorus.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say a little shout out to the Folkestone Guitar Shop for hooking us up. They've given us a couple of pedals, which is really cool. Yeah, and then Nathan, our little guitar tech, he's helped us out wiring it up. So he's given us this tube screamer to use, and we're going for a Mua Skyverb. Just getting used to it, just because it's nice for those big old arena choruses. Yeah. And then arena one day. And then just for some bits, we've got this C9 organ pedal, which we actually worked really well with the simps, didn't it? Because we've obviously picked up a lot of simps. We kind of originally weren't doing so much synth, and this just kind of really helped it to like fit in with that, blend in with that kind of sound a little. So yeah, we kind of love using that. Like use it on the main song. We use it on a song called Breed. Yeah. And yeah, really like it.
And so that just for a little bit. So then we got Prime Distortion, the MXR, which is pretty beastly. We wanted something like, there's just a couple of bits in the songs which go for it. We just want something that literally just is a sweep, just covers all the frequency. Yeah. So that we just to make it sound a bit bigger, and that's exactly. Yeah, I mean, gear talk is not on the high point right now, but yeah. And then we have everything coming out just through this vintage Fender Reverb, the 63, which exactly brown. I mean, we've already established colours are more important than sound, and so, but yeah, so that just adds, just lifts the amp up a little bit and just makes it feel a bit more fresh, and so that just stays on the entire time. And we've got this, this was literally, we were discussing about who it's made by. We can't remember. There's a company that does this like MIDI switching system, so all the effects are run in individually into an input, and then they go back out to the pedal through the output. And so whenever you can set it up digitally, so when you select one pedal, it will then turn on the channel coming from the individual pedals. So then you can just have, like, say, the distortion and the reverb on one channel, and then you don't have to switch each individual pedal on or off. It's pretty genius.
Especially when you have like tiny size 5 feet.
Tiny feet.
You know, you kind of need a little bit of help.
It all goes into
big old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
And
old orange.
little shout out to Right Track, who they've given us this, so that's pretty awesome. Yeah, we take it to all our big shows because it's freaking huge.
How are you finding it?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, compared to the amps that I usually use, it's like a complete dream. So yeah, we love it.
And again, colour looks the part.
Can't go wrong with orange, can you? Really?
I know.
No.
It's pretty garish, but
It's good because I don't know. It's one of those classic things. Your sound is whatever you use. Really, it's not like the Sky's sound is this and that. But yeah, it's got it's just any time you have a big old valve amp, it just with the tuning, it kind of just.
it just makes it really beefy. Like you know, especially for a venue like this, that's a bit bigger than usual. You know, you kind of want it to be a really huge sound, and I think it pretty much does the job. So.
Just quickly, what strings do you use?
What strings? What ones are they? Only.
Power Slinky.
Yeah, power slinkies. Yeah.
What gauge?
Any balls? We changed. Don't we change it a bit? What we should do is do half and half, shouldn't we? Because it's such a weird tuning. Like I've been told before, like we should probably do a custom thing. So any suggestions, please let us know. But yeah, we should probably give the guitar a bit of a break.
We've got with what would be a B string has gone up to a D. So that is under the most tension.
Yeah, it's not the best thing to do. But
in.
Luckily, like I don't break too many strings. We'll see tonight what happens. But you know, string wise, they're pretty solid for what we put them through. So definitely recommend those.
Have to try out the paradigms next and see if they never snap.
Yeah.
So, do you want to move over to your drum? Yeah. What are you playing tonight, Jericho?
So I got a Pearl Session series in red again, colour over sound. No, it sounds. I actually really love this kit. I got it for really cheap off of a friend, which is always nice. But the sound of it, like it does sound just that. I don't know. You just want it to sound big, beefy, thick and punchy, and it does that. Bass drum's pretty nice, just a 22-inch bass drum. And I use a 14-inch rack tom that I put nice and flat. I saw a guy called Darwin Dees. He had a drummer, and his drummer had like literally like the biggest tom-tom I've ever seen. I was like, that's what I want. I'm going to do that. So yeah, so we've got the Power Session series with the Evans. I used the 360 skins. Okay. I literally just put them on, and then they were like, I turned them a couple of times all around. I was like, yep, that's the sound. Got that. So I've got them on everything, tops and bottoms. And the level 360 bass drum also comes with a damper in it as well, like a built-in dampener, which is really useful because nobody likes a ringing drum kit when you're trying to play crispy drums, punchy drums. And yeah, snare, we've got a pork pie, which is our tech guy, Stefan's. Again, we're all about the loaning gear and lending what we can have. So yeah, we've got a pork pie snare, which sounds awesome. It's 13-inch one, 6.5 deep, and that just sounds nice and cracky, which is good. And then we got the DW9000 bass drum pedal, again, tech guys, because the best bass drum pedal I think you can buy at the moment. Some would disagree.
Of course, you're in charge of all the electronics and stuff as well during the show, aren't you?
Yeah, and the electronics. Yeah, just to top it all off. No, we run Ableton live through an iMac, which we got our tracks on, and we run the entire set all the way through. So it's all timed with click track changes and stuff, and
got it all pre-programmed in for
count-ins in our ears just to make sure we know what's coming in when, which is really nice. It's streamlined our set because now we just know how much time we got to talk, how much time we got to be relaxed in between each bit, and we could just go out, just add a few more seconds there. So that's genius, love this. And then that's going for a Focusrite. Mine just blanked on what it is. But yeah, a Focusrite. Let me have a look, because I've got to have a look. I know exactly what it is, but it's gone from my head. I'm in too deep now. I should know more about this stuff than anything else. There we go, Sapphire Pro. Hey. It's the Sapphire Pro. I do remember now because I've looked at it. And yeah, that's like really like the system they use with the built-in interface. It means we can mix 2 or 3 outputs to headphones. So we have individual mixes on the stage of the track. We run the guitar through into that as well. So we have a good mix of the guitar in the ears, which saves competition with vocals and backing tracks through the monitors, which is awesome. And then, yeah, just all sends out via stereo DI. Firewire connection, we're done. Yeah. Yeah, nice and easy.
So is that going to be running for your whole tour at the moment?
Yeah, the entire tour. Unless it dies, and we got a little backup Sony Vaio, which is the worst thing in the world to use. But yeah, this is actually ours. This is the one thing we've paid money for and bought. So
do you want to tell me the story about how you've been through 3 amps already?
Okay, well, we have limited funds, as every band does, and because we like to put in money into everything, we don't have the best amps. So we bought this like £300. It was called a Bellcat. Have you heard of Bellcat? They've changed now to something else. The name has changed, but we got a Bellcat, and literally the valve hasn't blown, but something else has tripped out. Probably a simple fix. We were like, right, okay, next amp. So we got a Marshall. I'd scooped out the top of a Marshall, a 1x12 combo classic thing, like AD50 or something, AT50. And just took that out and put it on top, screwed a little wooden board on top, and was like, this is the one. It's never going to break. It's going to be fine. Got through the last run of dates we've done, got back into the practice room, started playing it. You know that farty sound that comes out? That happened. We were like, okay, now we're screwed. We need another amp. And so I got this custom amp, which is like, it's called with a K. It was like my second guitar amp I'd ever been bought when I was younger. Put that on top, connected the speaker, and was like, hey, we're good to go. We got the last one. Gain was dreadful, like the distortion sounded awful. Played it in for 2 practices, and then it started to go again. Now we're like, okay, well, there's something clearly we're doing wrong here, but Orange hasn't failed us yet, so onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards. Well, I wish you great luck on the rest of your tour,
Thank you
and
very
thanks
much.
for being with me today.
No worries.
All right.
Well,